Buzz Cutler here at the NASCAR Hall of Fame with resident historian Buz McKim. And everybody knows two biggest names in NASCAR are probably Earnhardt and Petty, but I didn't realize until I saw this that they actually teamed up at one point. Here is a check written, signed by Mrs. Lee Petty to Ralph Earnhardt.
Yeah, how about that? That was in 1957. The Pettys were campaigning Oldsmobiles then, and Lee had a second car. And they had what they call zipper top cars, meaning that your roof was bolted on. And if you wanted to run a convertible race, you just pop the top off and run it as a convertible, and then bolt the top back on, and you could go racing, in the regular Grand National Series. Well, they had this extra car, so Ralph, being a businessman, and he had to feed the family with what he made, he would throw this car into a race every now and then with a pickup driver. And Ralph drove, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 races for them during the 1957 season. And you can see that Ralph took home the princely sum of $95.45. And you can see where Elizabeth, Mrs. Petty, had deducted the taxes. And that was the first connection between the Earnhardts and the Pettys that we can see. Now, Lee Petty respected Ralph Earnhardt. He was a real hot dog in the area. So he knew that he was going to get a pretty good performance out of Ralph Earnhardt.
And of course, Mama's the one who handled the money. Mrs. Lee Petty was the signature on the check. Now, right next to it is the information sheet that Ralph Earnhardt filled out for the NASCAR News Bureau. Now, we knew his son, of course, was the Intimidator. He himself had a very intimidating nickname. It says Ralph Lee Earnhardt, nickname Sugar Boy.
I think that came from a trophy queen or something, and it stuck. I don't know how Martha felt about it, but yeah, this dates back to 1957. As you can see, Dale was only 6 years old at the time, and it says in there that how'd you get involved in racing? Ralph worked in a garage, then he helped the guy who owned the garage build a race car, but then they needed a driver. That's the same story that Martha had told us. It happened just by chance. So you look at this phenomenal legend and this empire that the Earnhardts have built, and it was just a matter of happenstance that Ralph got the job as a race driver, and he turned out to be very good at it. But yeah, he was Sugar Boy. Now, what's very interesting, I thought, well, that's kind of cute, but going through Martha's house here a while back looking for trophies, we found this trophy from 1956, and it's made out to Ralph Sugar Boy Earnhardt. Is that a riot?
Yeah.
So I guess it's something that stuck with him, and yeah, we didn't know about this until we saw it on that information sheet. But evidently, he was known by that. That was a pretty prominent nickname for him.
And of course, the year he won this trophy, 1956, according to that information sheet, he ran 70 races.
Amazing. Yeah, he would run 4 or 5 tracks. He never wanted to go big time. If you look at his Cup Series record, very sporadic, very minimal, because he liked to come home and sleep in his own bed at night. He liked to be close to the family. So at one year, he won 5 track championships in 1 year. And so no matter where he ran, he was the man to beat. Yeah.
Well, you can see all of this at the NASCAR Hall of Fame, plus much, much more. Thanks again to Buz McKim for joining us and giving us the stories behind the artifacts.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.